We're here at Devil's Tower National Monument, so let's get ready for another episode of The Rolling Escape.
We've just arrived at Devil's Tower. We're going to go check in at the visitor center, and then there is a trail that goes completely around the periphery. It's really pretty. It just finished raining, so everything smells fantastic.
It is strange to see such a huge pillar of stone surging up out of the ground.
We got our little pamphlet. The tower trail is 1.7 miles long, and it goes all the way around the base of the tower.
It says no flying drones like that. What's that?
Indian, some sort of Indian ceremonial stuff in the trees. So the things that are tied in the trees are Indian prayer bundles, and they tie cloth to the trees. And as the wind blows, it brings their prayers
Up to the heavens.
stopped under nature's umbrella, the tree foliage, because it's been raining. This is our view from under our tree limbs. Spotted some people climbing up on the rock.
Devil's Tower, located in northeastern Wyoming, is a striking geological formation that rises dramatically above the surrounding landscape. It was formed through the slow cooling and solidification of molten magma beneath the Earth's surface. Over time, erosion of the surrounding sedimentary rock exposed the harder igneous rock, creating the prominent monolithic structure we see today. Its distinctive vertical columns were formed as the magma cooled and contracted, creating hexagonal joints that give the tower its unique appearance. Devil's Tower stands approximately 867 feet from its base to the summit and rises 1,267 feet above the Belle Fourche River, with its summit reaching an elevation of 5,112 feet above sea level. The first documented ascent of Devil's Tower was accomplished on July 4, 1893 by William Rogers and Willard Ripley. They ingeniously constructed a wooden ladder, parts of which are still visible today to aid in their historic climb.
This is the road that we came in on. So this is the opposite perspective of when we stopped on our way in alongside the road, and pictures from a distance. We were stopped right there. Devil's Tower, definitely something to come and see. It's just really hard to describe, and the pictures probably don't do it justice. You just really have to come and witness it for yourself. I've been noticing, like, this must have been a massive windstorm that came through, because look at how the trees are just like been snapped like twigs. Okay, Kennedy, we did it.
Yes.
What'd you think of Devil's Tower?
It was really fun, and it's really cool seeing the rock and everything.
We are at Spearfish City Campground in Spearfish, South Dakota, and it's just beautiful. Obviously, if you look behind me, it looks like I'm surrounded by RVs, which it is pretty tight here in this park, but the greenery and the beauty is just incredible. And that's what we felt like as we were driving from Devil's Tower through, I know we went through Sundance, Wyoming, and it was just beautiful, just green. All of us are just like, oh my gosh, I could live out here. You know, the simplicity, the fact that there's literally no traffic on the roadways. I mean, we were on an interstate and it was like there was virtually no one on it. So Kennedy has set the table for us. We're headed out for a walk.
just so nice. Beautiful area. They have an underwater viewing area, and so we're going to go down and view the trout from under the water. Oh, wow. So Kennedy has discovered that she can make the fish dance, right, Kennedy?
Yes.
Okay. Beautiful place, super serene, peaceful place. There's another little bunny. It's currently, the Fish Hatchery Museum is currently closed for renovations. Old water pump. We are camped right that way. Those trees. We're under a severe thunderstorm warning, of course. So this is what we have coming towards us. It's supposed to, the bulk of it's supposed to hit us at midnight. We're just hoping and praying that we don't have any damage. Quarter-size hail, obviously thunder and lightning. Nothing we can really do.
No, we have power. I just looked out. The ledge truck's telling.
It's not even lit yet. Sounds like fireworks. What creates thunder?
woke up this morning and heard like a drum line going, so I'm walking over to see what it is. Last night was a little crazy for us anyway, coming from California and dealing with virtually no weather. Rarely do we ever see thunder, lightning, hail. So we were a little on edge, but all went well. No hail, no lightning strikes right on top of us. And everything is, of course, green, wet, and refreshed this morning.
On your left.
Some sort of race.
All right. Is Mav coming around the corner? I can't tell. Yeah, it is. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, our buddy Jason up here coming down.
Just walking around the periphery of the campground. We are headed off to do some scootering around the town of Spearfish. It looks like there's a real great bike trail that traverses along the creek, so we're gonna go check it out. Spearfish City Park that's right adjacent to our campground. So, this is so pretty. Look, he's got something. Had to take my shoes off and walk through the creek. So Kennedy, what's your favorite part about Spearfish?
Probably the greenery and how pretty it is, or like knowing that my ancestors have been here.
So Kennedy was asking why these clothes were hanging out. Obviously, I know why they're hanging out, because that's what we used to do all the time, is hang clothes out to dry. But these days, of course, everyone uses dryer. We've continued along, there's just continuous recreation path. You think that you're done, and then there's another recreation path and another recreation path, and just park after park that traverse along the creek here. Here's in a little neighborhood, and obviously a little swimming hole right here that's pretty deep. Okay, there's this beautiful yard, beautiful plants, and check out these. These are unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't know if it's some sort of a hibiscus or what. Couldn't be hibiscus because they have hydrangeas though. I didn't think they could survive the winter.
We ended up going back to the DC Booth Historic Fish Hatchery the following day because there were certain exhibits or certain buildings that were closed. This is a replica of a train car that was used to transport the fish, the hatchery, to places like Yellowstone and other lakes and streams throughout the country. Like everything from that era, the train car was just pristine with much attention to detail.
Oh, here's the kitchen of the train car. Isn't it amazing? They had all this stuff way back when, and look at how well made and what quality this train car is. This is the Booth House, and I can't remember what the name of Ruby's Garden. So these were the original. This house is where the original caretaker, if you will, or person in charge of the hatchery lived. Beautiful gardens.
Here originally there were glass French doors, and this was the parlor, or what we think today is a living room.
We were able to get a tour of the original caretaker's home by a lovely docent who gave us the history and story of the original caretaker's family. We also had the privilege of having another docent allow Kennedy to feed the fish, which was really quite something to see. Literally tens of thousands of fish swarming to be fed.
Okay, go ahead.
There you go. Thanks, dude. You keep walking. This is how I do it. I go, correct.
Cameron's doing the thing that she loves more than anything. Since she lived in Colorado, she loves to fish. That's it for our stay at Spearfish City Campground. We're gonna run off and get a new water hose since our water hose sprung a leak. There's a Walmart close by. And then we're gonna head down the Spearfish Scenic Byway, Spearfish Canyon. And it's supposed to be just absolutely gorgeous. We love this place. It's just so serene, so green. Just one of the most beautiful campgrounds and areas that we've been in. We're stopping at Bridal Veil Falls here in South Dakota on the Spearfish Scenic Byway. Just gorgeous canyon. Beautiful falls, huh guys?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Cameron was saying there was a sign over there and they're saying that the railroad, there used to be a railroad track that went along the other side of the creek there, but it was washed out. How long ago, Cameron? In 1903, 1905. We discovered that we are 2 3/4 miles from the Dances with Wolves winter film site. If you can remember, the wolf up on the hill, and that's where the Native American was yelling to Kevin Costner's character, essentially that he would never forget him, that he would always be his friend. Do you know that I'm your friend? That's where it all took place, right there. We're here at a little area in Spearfish Canyon. I don't know if it's the town of Savoy, but we've stopped here to do a little hike to Spearfish Falls.
Spearfish, South Dakota, and Spearfish Canyon is probably one of the most beautiful places that I've ever been. Make sure to stick around for our next video as we head to Mount Rushmore, Crazy Horse, and the Black Hills of South Dakota. Thanks for watching. Do us a big favor and like and subscribe.